Welcome to episode 1 of The Farmer Was Replaced. I have just recorded episode 1 about a couple of hours ago. Just been to the gym and listened back to the start of the recording, and turns out I had my mic recording twice. So the audio was completely terrible. I'm going to show you my progress, and we'll basically try and start it from scratch. So this is the world. I had just made a bit of a note to unlock lists, unlock plants in a list. Put the unlocked plants that we have in a list, which I'll go through this again to make a bit more sense. And this is basically my script. So I'm going to copy this. Just to a file, just so I have it to reference to, but we'll try rebuild it out ourselves anyway. Just so obviously I can make sense of it to the listeners. And yeah, but you can see where we're sort of up to at the moment in the skill tree, which I'll go through, like I mentioned. But we're basically to the stage where we want to buy lists and look at buying the pumpkins upgrade. All right, so unfortunately, we're going to start scratch. So I'm just going to go load. It was the record. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this world. Let's call it YouTube. Okay, so this is basically what you're presented with when you start the game. You have a little window to code in, and you have a little getting started window, which is also openable from the little info tab at the top. This tells you all your commands that you have, tells you how to get started. We can click on this, first program, yada, yada, yada. There's only 2 commands available to the drone to start with, and it's harvest and do a flip. So run harvest and do a flip. And if I hit run, it's going to harvest and then the drone will flip. Yeah, we don't need to do the flips anymore. Let's just run the harvest a few times to get some hay, which is our resources up the top. Once we have a few of the hay, we can open up the skill tree, and you can see we can purchase this while loop. So the program works pretty much off Python, but there are a few things, like obviously I can't start writing a for loop now. If I do something like that, it's going to give me an error. This is not a valid loop. Oops, it wasn't a valid loop, but it's not going to let me run it because I have to unlock for loops before I can use them. Okay, so let's just create an infinite loop. It says generally it's a bad idea, which it is, but the game makes it a little bit cleaner and it works properly. So basically, while true, which if I put here break or something like that, it's only going to do it once. But while true, harvest. There's nothing to tell it that it's not true. So it's just going to continuously harvest. So you can see our resources going up. From here, we're going to want to go ahead and purchase some more upgrades. So we can get the speed upgrade, which also unlocks a couple of other functions to us. We can deal with if statements, and we can deal with the can harvest function as well. So before harvesting, because at the moment you can see it's harvesting too fast because the speed upgrade that we got is making the drone able to work faster. So you can see we're not actually getting any hay because it's harvesting the hay before it's fully grown. So we can add a little if statement here. If can harvest, And then we're going to nest the harvest command inside that. So if we can harvest the ground, it will harvest. If not, it's just going to sit there. So now you can see our hay resources starting to tick up again. Cool. Next step, might as well buy this hat's upgrade just so it's gone, but we can change our hat now, so that's cool. We'll do this before the while loop because we don't need it to be changing the hat every time. So we're going to change hat to hats. Let's go a green hat. Awesome. So we're going to unlock the expand, and we can also now plant bushes as well. So it cost me 30 to get the expand, and we'll also get, well, we can't quite afford the bushes yet. Okay, so with the expand, we can see now we have 3 tiles in up, sort of down orientation. We have now unlocked the move function, so we can move our drone with move north, east, southwest, which is great. So what we want to do is say, while true, if we can harvest, harvest, and then we're going to move north. And the fantastic thing about this game, you'll see when we start running this command, once it gets to the end and it moves north off the farm, it's actually going to go back to the bottom. So we don't have to put any protections in to stop the drone from falling off the world or something. Cool. We can also unlock planting bushes now too. So we've unlocked the plant command, or plant function. So with this, we're getting a fair bit of hay, but now we want to start getting bushes because they will grow wood for us, which we're going to need to get the next few upgrades. We need it for speed. We need it to expand again, and all of these need wood. So we have a fair bit of hay. Let's go ahead and say, after we've harvested, we're going to plant entities bush. Cool. And because there's nothing else to do and it can't harvest that, it's just going to wait, which is the most efficient way. Awesome. We'll let that tick a few times. Hopefully, we'll probably unlock speed next before we go ahead and get anything else. Could expand the farm again, but I don't really want to do that. Uh, have we unlocked? We haven't unlocked 4 loops yet. I think we get that when we get carrots. Be wrong though. Let's get speed, and you know what? Let's get expand as well. Okay, with expand, you can see now our farm is a 3x3 grid. So this makes it a little bit trickier because we are only moving north at the moment. So with the second level of expansion, we unlock the 4 loops, and we unlocked a function called get world size, which returns the size of the world in either height or width. So it's always going to be a square. So size of the world is effectively going to be 3. So we can add a little command in here. This is all going to get nested once more. I'm going to say for I in range, get world size, which is basically going to have, it will be, the world size will be 3. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. We're going to, if it can harvest, plant the bush, and move north. Once we've done that, we're going to come back outside of the for loop, still inside the while loop though, and we're going to move east. And what I generally like to do here as well, just to make it a bit cleaner, is add the clear function, which will reset all the tiles back to hay, and it will put the drone back at this first tile. Oops, what have we done? Because it can't harvest, it's moving east straight away. Let's do that. Cool. So you can see and once again, once it moves east off this tile, it's going to come back to here, and then we move north. Then move north, come back to the bottom, then move east immediately. Same with that one, it's moving north and then east. So we're now farming on our entire property. Cool. Let's see if we can get some more upgrades. The print isn't really going to be that handy to us at the moment. Does become a little bit handy for some debugging stuff, which hopefully we can go through. But for now, I'm going to leave it locked. We're going to unlock carrots. Let's get rid of that. Move our coding window over to here. I like to just keep an eye on the farm just to actually see what the drone's doing. So now we've unlocked carrots. Before we can plant the carrots, we have to till the soil. This will change the ground to grounds.soil. To till the soil, simply call till. Recalling that till function will also change it back to grassland. So the land at the moment is grass. You actually see it when you hover over it as well. Carrots also have a cost when we plant them. So it's going to cost us 1 hay and 1 wood. So we need to keep an eye on these resources so that we don't run out. We could simply unlock the variables or operators and set a couple things. But for now, let's just get some carrots on the ground. So we're going to actually do a little bit of manual stuff here. I'm going to interfere now while it's on this first tile. So I'm just going to move south back to the start. Well, I probably could have just hit clear, to be honest. Okay, so let's go to plant and change it to carrots. But before we do, we're going to have to till. Once we get back to the start and we've tilled it, I'm going to pause this. Oh shit. We got to get rid of that clear function now. We need to get rid of the till. Yeah, that's better having the plant function outside. It doesn't actually overwrite the plants that are already growing, which is handy. Okay. We're going to now probably expand once more, which is going to throw a bit of an error because you can see here we can't plant, so we need to add the till again. Let's go back to clear. What do you mean? Missing a closing bracket. Oh, I somehow deleted that bracket there. Once we get back to the start, we'll pause it again and delete that till function out, which is a little bit annoying, but we will soon enough fix that. Oh my God. Okay, I need to get rid of clear. I need to get rid of till. And then we can run. Great. Let's go ahead and we're going to need to plant some more hay and wood because I've missed the opportunity to buy this. And I don't think we can. Oh, we can plant grass. I don't know why we don't just make sure the ground's tilled, to be honest with you. Is there any reason? Okay, let's start getting some more Python functions. So we're going to unlock operators. So now we can do a bit of math, which might not seem very useful at the moment. And to be honest, I don't think it is at this stage. But we can unlock some more things too. So variables are going to come in handy. Functions are going to come in handy. So there's a function I like to write at the start of my code. And it's reset pos. So rather than doing the clear and breaking our tilled soil that we've worked so hard to try and get and mess up a couple of times, actually I can't do anything with it yet because I don't think I've unlocked. Okay, so let's unlock this one too, sensors. This does come in handy. So sensors, the drone can now see the functions get pos x and get pos y return the current x and y position of the drone. At the start position, they're both 0. So that's this first tile here. We can also return our number of items, so our hay and our wood. And what else can we do? We can also get the entity type that we're on top of, and we can get the ground type that we're on top of. And we can also do a few things with our unlock tree, which isn't really helpful to us at this stage, but it will become helpful. Okay, we have a bunch of hay now. Um, the next thing we want to do is probably stock up on some carrots, I guess, to do some upgrades, carrots and wood. And what else do we have? Yeah, I think we're basically ready to get to the stage that I was just at previously. So I've kind of speed run it a little bit. Um, we can fill out this reset pos command now. So we're going to do a while get pos x is greater than 0. So while the position here is not 0, we're going to move west. Now we can also do this a little bit of a trickier way. If it's you know, we can always say um, if it's greater than half of the world size, it's going to move east. If it's less than half the world size, it's going to move west. So maybe we'll do that. Well, get pos not equal to 0 if I think I can write this better anyway. If get pos x um, if get pos, well, it's going to be the same thing, right? Anyway, greater than I is greater than uh get world size. Whoops. Yeah. Oh my god. Divided by 2. We're going to move east because we're going to be further east. Else move west. And we're basically going to copy that, throw it down here again, while get pos y, we're going to move north or south. So let's just see how it works. So if I just go reset pos here, and then we're going to continue our loop. Yeah, it's gone the best way back. So if I just run it, get it to like there. So its Y position is greater than half of the world size. So it's 4. It's 4 out of 4. It's going to decide to move north, which will bring it back to here. Oh, sorry, it does X first. So it's going to move west and then it'll move north. So you'll see it move. So it just gets us back nice and quickly. Rather than it's actually better than my last iteration where I was just always either moving west or south. So if it was here, it would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Instead now we're here, we're making 2 movements essentially. We're going east and then north. So yeah, much more efficient. A little bit more code, but I don't think that really matters. I can also put a comment here of what it does if I wanted to. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Reset pos. Main loop. Oop. So What's next? We could throw in the cost of the carrots, so that we're not planting them if we can't. I'm wondering if that's worth doing, or, because the carrots only cost 1 at the moment, if we're planting at least 1 hay and at least 1 bush, we should be able to plant 1 carrot. So I'm going to try and build that out a little bit. So let's have a bit of a think. If 10 harvest, we'll harvest. And how are we moving? At the moment, that's also not the most efficient either. So you see, when we get to the top, it goes north, east, and then keeps going. Whereas really, we should be able to just go just east. So I'm going to build that out. So instead of just moving north, we want to be able to move south too. So the east part's fine. It's just this section here. So I'm going to wrap this. Where was that? That was here. So I'm going to wrap it in a bit of an if statement. So if I is less than get world size, and if get pos x modulus of 2 equals 0. So essentially what that's saying, if if it's the first row, if it's 0, if it's 2, or any even number, effectively, we're going to move north. If it's not an even number, we're going to move south. So remember this being index 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, what happened? What? We get to okay, so it's moving north 1 too many times. Perfect. Cool. And it should move east back to here. Yep. Okay, we have an efficient farm set up. Now, we need to get some different crop types going. So, if we can harvest, let's see. If get pos x equals 0, we're going to plant do we do this down here? I think we do. What was it? if get pos x equals 0, so the first line, we're going to plant grass. Elif get pos x equals 1. We're going to plant bush. Elif actually let's take the bush one out. Equals 2. We'll plant carrot. Otherwise, let's plant dot bush. Now, if I come back to here, we can see that bush can grow on grassland or soil. Obviously, grass can grow on soil or grassland. Carrot can only grow on soil. So we need to just add something into this carrot one. If, let's go get ground type. If get ground type is not equal to grounds dot soil, we're going to till the ground and then we're going to plant the carrot. If it is, it's just going to skip the if statement and it's just going to plant the carrot. Let's run this. We should be hay, wood or bush, carrot, and then it should be bush again because we have the else, just plant bush. So we have a somewhat proper farm set up now. What we're going to want to do is, we can't upgrade anything for the moment. We're pretty much just cruising until we can afford some water, I guess. Or speed and upgrade, yep. We could definitely get, I think the farm size is going to be better. We're going to go from a 4x4 to the 6x6, which is going to implement a couple of additional things. So at the moment, obviously we've got one sort of spare slot because we've got 3 different crop types, one spare slot for just a second lot of bushes. If we go to 6x6, we can actually get 2 of each crop type. Now, I had set this up when I just previously recorded, so I'm virtually going to follow that. But I think I want to change it a little bit too. So I had it alternating. So essentially it would just be a copy paste. So it'd be hay, bush, carrot, hay, bush, carrot. I think double hay, double bush, double carrot would work. I think it would make it a little bit prettier, but we'll see. Okay, we're not far off the expand, a couple more wood. Okay. Let's do that. We can also get the grass yield upgraded. And when you expand, it resets the farm as well, which is fine because we have added that little if statement to ensure that the carrots are planted on soil, but the grass and the bushes, they're just going to be fine. They can be planted on grassland. I don't think there's any benefit of them being planted on soil or not. Okay, so now let's implement the sort of function to repeat the hay wood and carrots. So in this if statement, let's while true move. Let's just move east because, and we're going to print because did we unlock it? Oh, we just need a bit more wood first. Let's unlock the print statement. We're going to need it. Just one more line of wood. Beauty. We're going to print get pos x. I wonder if we can call reset pos from here. No, we can't. Okay, let's just clear for the sake of it. So 0. Oh, we probably want that before this, right? So it should be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's print get pos x because we have we have 6 tiles. So if we go modulus of 3, it should be 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay. So let's write a function in our main script here called def calc mod. Should we call it def calc mod x? And we're going to return the pos x modulus of 3. And we're going to put that into the if statements here. So, whoops. So for grass, we want that on the first one. So if the calc mod x is equal to 0, we're going to plant grass. For the carrots, if it was 3, so calc mod x equals, sorry, it's 2, because it was 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. And else it's just going to plant bush. So why? There shouldn't be any code here. Try removing or there shouldn't be any bracket there. Right, so planting bushes, and then it should be carrot. Should be grass, bushes, carrot. It's looking promising. It's looking really good. Okay, awesome. Let's ditch that because we don't need it anymore. What else? Import statements. I think that would have been handy just then if I wanted to import the reset pos into just that other one. What's it cost? 80 carrot. Trees will be next, I guess. Need a lot of wood. I wonder if it's worth me setting up like a like you could definitely set up a little function. So this is like the main operation, right? Um, this part here and the if can harvest. This is like our planting function here. So we could almost have it like in here, def plant norm, plant diverse or something like that. And then we have this section here. And then we just have like that we just call plant diverse. These are all indented too much. Yeah, so that's kind of cool because we can edit that out if we want. Let's say, for example, we just want to plant wood. You just change it to that. Just let's just do a demo, right? So I could just go plant entities dot bush, and that will reset us, and we'll just be planting bushes. So if you really want to get like obviously you would need to ensure that, you know, if you're going to do carrots or something, you copy that sort of you basically just copy this section here. If ground type's not soil, till plant his carrot, and throw that in here. But it's a great way that, you know, if we really need just one resource, we can do that. Let's upgrade speed again. We could almost expand. Oh, we need pumpkins to expand. Okay, they're miles away. Let's unlock water. Plants grow faster when they are watered. The ground has a water level ranging from 0 to 1. The function get water returns the water level of the current ground that it's over. Ground dries up over time. Maintaining a high water level will consume much more water than maintaining a lower. Oh, okay. So on average, it loses 1% of its current water per second. So obviously, as the water level drops, you're going to be losing less than 1% overall. You can use water on your plants. 1 tank of water is automatically added to your inventory every 10 seconds. Oh, wow. That's slow. Cool. So we can water stuff. At the moment, I don't think we need to water anything because you can see like the row behind us is already grown by the time that we're back to it. I guess if we upgraded speed enough, we may. Let's go ahead and unlock trees as well. So I don't think we're going to do anything with water yet. It doesn't really make any sense. Trees are a better way to get wood than bushes. They give 5 wood each. Like bushes, they can be planted on grass or soil. Trees like to have some space, and planting them right next to each other will slow down their growth. The growing time is doubled for each tree that uh, that is on a tile directly to the north, east, west, or south of it. So if you plant trees on every tile, that will take. Oh shit! Okay, cool. Um, let's go back to diverse. Get rid of that, and we're gonna have to change this plant bush to also plant trees, but we only want to plant trees every second tile. So that's pretty easy. Similar to what we did with this movement if statement, modulus of 2, so every odd, every even number we're moving north. we're just going to basically say every even number on the plant bushes tile, we're going to plant a tree. So if get pos y modulus 2 equals 0, we're going to plant entities dot tree else plant bush. That should be that simple. So once we get back onto that should be a tree, that should be a tree, that should be a tree, and the other ones should be bushes. Awesome. How much more efficient were the trees? They give 5 wood each. So we really, and these are what, yielding 1? So that's 5, 10, 15. That's equivalent of having like 5 entire things. So we probably don't even need to be planting the bushes between them, to be honest. Like we should almost be planting half hay, like that one hay, that one carrots or something. Maybe that's a little bit ridiculous. Yeah. I think it's nice having like, tree bush. Like aesthetically, it looks good. Maybe efficiency wise, it's not the greatest, but that's fine. We're doing pretty well. Um, yeah. Okay. Fertilizer, grass yield, carrot yield. Yeah. Definitely want to. We're not using any water, but I can see if we have a lot, probably could come in handy. Let's do that. We don't need our hay. Let's just spend it. Okay. Yeah, we're gaining wood really quickly, so let's upgrade that. And then we'll get pumpkins. We're going to need pumpkins for our next expansion. Yeah. I do want to get this lists though. I can see that becoming very, very handy. We could effectively, like, as we're getting more crop types, we could effectively keep a list and use that as an index for this number here. I mean, it's easy enough for me to just go and update this, but yeah. Oh my God, we can get so much stuff. Let's go ahead and get pumpkins. We'll do a bit of reading on this. So pumpkins grow like carrots on tilled soil. Planting them costs carrots. What do they cost? 1 carrot. Okay, that's pretty cheap. When all the pumpkins in a square fully grown, they will grow together to form a giant pumpkin. Unfortunately, pumpkins have a 20% chance of dying once they're fully grown, so you will need to replace the dead ones. What are we at with this episode? 50 minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to get this sorted in time, but we'll see. Uh, okay, so they have a chance of dying. You will need to replant the dead ones to if you want them to merge. When a pumpkin dies, it leaves behind a dead pumpkin. That won't drop anything when harvested. Planting a new pumpkin in its place automatically removes the dead pumpkin, so you do not need to harvest it. Um, and can harvest will always return false. Okay. Nice. Okay, so a 6x6, which is what we have, is like the best way to grow pumpkins. Right. I'm going to start up another code window, and we're going to start running the um, def. Why is it so shit to read, man? That their font is terrible. Def mega pumpkin. Because we're going to want the 6x6, right? Um, can we also let's just do a quick pass. Can we also see what our chances are of failure? Because obviously you have, let's say we need 6x6, we need 36 pumpkins to get the mega equals mega. Um, uh, out of that 36, what 36 times 0.2, 7.2. 7.2 are going to fail on that. So hashtag 7.2. On that, we have 7.2 times 0.2 are going to fail. 1.44. And then we're down to like 2 pumpkins essentially failing. I'm basically thinking of the requirements, right? So we have plenty of carrots at the moment, so it's not going to be an issue. But it would be good to get it from the start that if we don't have enough pumpkins, if we don't have enough carrot to plant, we need 36 carrots at least, but we're going to have probably 7.2% fail. It could be more because it's going to be random, right? Um, we're going to have, yeah, generally the safe bet is going to be 7. It's going to be 2, but we want to make it applicable to if we start to expand as well. So we're going to need to come up with let's call this like failure rates. I don't think that matters at the moment anyway. So let's just like, I guess, get planting. So it's essentially plant entities dot pumpkin, right? Um, do we need anything else? Like, let's just see what plant. Oh, sorry, we're going to need an if statement. If get ground type not equal to grounds dot soil. Plant. Sorry, till. And then plant entities dot pumpkin. Wait, we can plant a dead pumpkin? Okay. Because I'm wondering, when it comes back over, it should just be able to plant over the top of them. But we don't want to harvest them too. So is this going to harvest? Yeah, it is. Okay. We don't want that. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want it to harvest the pumpkins. So, you know what? Let's keep that there because it has got that little note. Um, mm, mm, mm. We want to change this. And entities dot type. Wait. Yeah, entity type is not equal to pumpkin. Not equal to entities dot pumpkin. Okay. We have another dead one there. Don't die. Okay. Okay. Whoa! That's a huge fucking pumpkin. Okay. Now, I guess we just need to call harvest on it. Right? Like, I mean, I'm sure I can just run harvest. Yeah. So that works. But we want to count if there's 36 pumpkins. So let's throw that into here. Pumps equal 0. If we don't really want to check every time. No, we want to put this before. Is it before? Put it before there. We're gonna crack an hour. Time is freaking ticking, man, and I'm trying to work this out. I basically want to count, like add to those pumpkins, but am I adding every time it doesn't? Every time it plants one? If I mean, it's going to be dodgy, but if entity type entities dot pumpkin, pumps plus equals 1. And then inside this, we can go if pumps equals, let's just go get world size times 2. So if it's 36, we're going to harvest. LF, or no, it's just going to be else, pumps equals 0 because it's going to reset, right? So it's going to, so this is going to count to 36 and then, wait, is that right? Why did it do that so fast? That didn't go over everything. Come on. It must have missed it. I don't know. Oh, wait. No, it should be get world size times, um, yeah, power of 2. So it should be counting now. Bang. But it shouldn't have to do it on the last tile because I'm starting from, I think it's only because I did the reset pause. It should start from after the first dead pumpkin is, so after this one. So from here, if as long as that one doesn't die, it should harvest. Fuck's sakes. Well, it's going to harvest here once this one works properly. No? Dude. What the hell? What the hell are we at? Print pumps. Okay. We're gonna come back to this. Obviously some issues here with our crazy pumpkin solution, but this is essentially it. So I'll have a little bit of a think. I'll come back and obviously try and explain what I'm trying to do a bit better, but I think you get the picture, right? Cheers for tuning in to episode 1, guys, of The Farmer Was Replaced. I'm having fun on this game. Like I mentioned, I did record this episode already. I've just had to completely re-record it due to some audio issues I had. Yeah, keen to get these up and sort of just log my progress on the game. Cheers.